Hello everyone, welcome to this series on summaries and analysis of important literary works. And in this video, we are going to discuss the novel The Promise by Damon Galgut, which won 2021 Booker Prize. Introduction. Damon Galgut's The Promise is a compelling narrative that delves deep into the lives of a white South African family against the backdrop of apartheid and its aftermath. The novel's brilliance lies not just in its portrayal of individual lives, but in its exploration of a nation's turbulent history and the unfulfilled promises that linger, both personal and political. This video explores the thematic elements, narrative techniques, and critical reception of The Promise, showcasing how Galgut masterfully captures the decay of a family intertwined with the disintegration of apartheid South Africa. Background. Damon Galgut is a South African writer whose work often explores the complexities of his country's history and the psychological landscapes of its people. Born in Pretoria in 1963, Galgut has been critically acclaimed for his novels that examine the moral and political dilemmas of South Africa, particularly during and after apartheid. The Promise is his ninth novel and was awarded the prestigious Booker Prize in 2021. The novel reflects Galgut's deep engagement with the socio-political realities of South Africa and his interest in the moral ambiguities that characterize the post-apartheid era. Plot summary. The Promise follows the Swart family, descendants of woodpecker settlers, over 4 decades, beginning in 1986. The story is set in South Africa during its transition out of apartheid and is structured around 4 key events, each marked by the death of a family member. The novel opens with the death of Rachel, the family matriarch, who on her deathbed extracts a promise from her husband, Manny, to give their black maid, Salome, the deed to the small house she occupies on the family's farm. However, this promise is never fulfilled, as Manny and his children, Anton, Astrid and Amor, find various reasons to delay or disregard it. The narrative spans the late 20th and early 21st centuries, charting the family's decline alongside the political changes in South Africa. Each of the Swart siblings faces their own struggles, with Amor persistently trying to honor her mother's last wish, even as the family and the nation around them crumble. Themes. Several themes run through The Promise, intertwining personal and political narratives to create a richly textured novel. Unfulfilled promises. The central theme of the novel is the unkept promise made to Salome, which serves as a metaphor for the broken promises of post-apartheid South Africa. The failure to transfer the deed symbolizes the broader failure of the country to deliver on the promises of equality and justice made during the transition from apartheid. Moral decay and hypocrisy. The novel critiques the moral decay within the Swart family, reflecting the broader societal decay in South Africa. Galgut exposes the hypocrisy of the family, particularly in their treatment of Salome, which mirrors the racial injustices that persist in the country. Death and decline. Death looms large in The Promise, with each section of the novel centered around the death of a Swart family member. This recurring motif underscores the inevitability of decline, both of the family and the societal structures that supported apartheid. Racial injustice and reconciliation. The novel delves into the complexities of racial injustice in South Africa, questioning the effectiveness of the country's reconciliation efforts. The unfulfilled promise to Salome highlights the ongoing struggles for true equality and restitution in a post-apartheid society. Narrative style. Galgut's narrative style in The Promise is a modernist tour de force, characterized by shifting perspectives and a fluid narrative voice. The third-person narration darts between characters, often within the same paragraph or sentence, creating a disorienting yet immersive experience. This technique refers the chaotic and fragmented reality of South Africa during and after apartheid, where certainty and stability are elusive. The novel's use of metafictional elements, where the narrator directly addresses the reader, adds another layer of complexity, reminding the reader of the constructed nature of the narrative and the subjective lens through which history is often viewed. Satire and social commentary. Despite its dark themes, The Promise is infused with biting satire. Galgut critiques the hypocrisy and moral decay of the Swart family, particularly through the character of Maney's insufferable sister, whose trivial concerns during Rachel's funeral serve as a microcosm of the broader societal indifference to the suffering of black South Africans. This satirical lens extends to the depiction of the South African state, where the promise of a new, just society post-apartheid is repeatedly undermined by corruption and the remnants of the old order. The unfulfilled promise. The titular promise to Salome, left unfulfilled across decades, serves as a potent metaphor for the broader unkept promises of post-apartheid South Africa. At the novel's outset, Salome could not legally own property, reflecting the institutionalized racism of the time. By the novel's end, even though the legal barriers have been removed, the social and historical injustices remain unaddressed. The narrative suggests that simply changing laws is insufficient. True justice requires a deeper reckoning with the past and a genuine commitment to restitution. Reception and recognition. The Promise has been widely acclaimed, earning Galgut the Booker Prize in 2021. Critics have praised the novel for its unflinching portrayal of South Africa's moral and social landscape. While some have noted the novel's grim tone, others have lauded its honesty and refusal to offer easy solutions to the complex issues it raises. Galgut's deft blending of personal and political narratives has been compared to the works of South African literary giants like J.M. Coetzee, highlighting his contribution to the country's rich literary tradition. Conclusion. In The Promise, Damon Galgut offers a haunting reflection on the legacies of apartheid and the enduring scars left on South African society. Through the decline of the Swart family, the novel mirrors the unfulfilled potential of a nation struggling to come to terms with its past. Galgut's masterful narrative, rich in irony and social commentary, challenges readers to confront the uncomfortable truths about history, justice, and the human condition. As South Africa continues to grapple with the remnants of its divided past, The Promise stands as a powerful reminder of the work that remains unfinished. So this was the summary and analysis of Damon Galgut's novel, The Promise. We will meet in the next video and discuss some other work. Until then, goodbye and thank you.